What a beautiful morning. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Subnautica. Let's see, in the last episode, we got cured. We got cured, and we made our way back to our base. And, yeah, you guys can see I've put up signs in our base now. So, I mean, at this point, the base is, like, 100% done. Like, I'm not gonna be doing anything else with this base. It's done. It's finished. But look at it. Look at that. That is the coolest base. That is seriously the coolest base. It's like it's its own underwater city. And that is so cool. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love that it's practically its own city. It seriously looks like it. It seriously looks like an underwater city. Oh, it's so cool. I love what I've done with this place. Both the moon pools, which yeah, I left Marguerite down there in the depths. We're not gonna go back to get her. She's been very helpful. She's been very helpful these last few episodes, but I don't need her anymore. We don't need her for what there is left to do. But yeah, we've got my two aquariums here at this end. And then we've got our little docking station. We've got a docking station for our Cyclops. For Bart. Oh, and I love it. And then under there is our two little Cuttlefish. So, actually no, I'm gonna go in from the front entrance. And I'm gonna give you guys the tour. So as soon as you walk in, the first room you come across is the research room. We've got some research equipment. We got a microscope. We got sample analyzer. We got fluid analyzer. And then we got a bunch of sample flasks, ranging from large, medium, and small. And we got some nice posters. We've got a land poster and a sea poster of the prawn suit. We've got a poster of the Aurora, and then a poster of Natural Selection 2. Awesome movie. Very awesome. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about how awesome that film is. It's only the coolest film in 2222. So I can't remember what year this said it takes place. I know this game takes place like years, like decades in the future, and I just can't remember how far in the future this is supposed to take place. And then here we've got our moon pool, we've got our upgrade bay, and a modification station. And there's Paul. And then here we've got our other moon pool where... Oh no! Where Marguerite...
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I was only gone for 2 seconds, Alexa. Thank you anyway, I guess. But yeah, that's where Marguerite would go. And then when you go through here, you're in the pleasure room. Here you can relax and unwind. Here you've got we've got another land poster. We've got some carry-all bags, and we've got lots of toys on shelves. That's awesome. Including a little Markiplier doll. And we got a Keep Calm Kitty poster. You can't forget the Keep Calm Kitty poster. And then here we've got a vending machine where you can get as many snacks as you want out of it. And we've got a coffee machine here for getting cups of coffee, and that's awesome. And then here we've got a trash can for just throwing anything you don't want away. And then we got a neat little table with 4 chairs. And that's nice. And then here we've got just in front of our sea moth moon pool, we've got our reactor room. We've got lots of nuclear reactors here, and we've got batteries, power cells, and salt over here. I just needed somewhere to put the salt. I didn't have anywhere else to put it, so I put it here next to the batteries. Okay, thought I heard something. And then here we have our water filtration machine room. It's just pumping out bottles of water for me. And then here is the food room, where I'm growing lantern fruits and Chinese potato plants. Over here is our essential work area, where we have our power cell chargers and our battery chargers, our fabricator, radio, and medical kit fabricator. And then over here, we have our scanner room. And then we have, oops. Oh yeah, we also have a trash can specifically for nuclear rods. And then here, we have another scanner room. And then here, right in the dead center of the base, is our bedroom. We've got a quilted double bed. And we've got a couple bags on the back part of it. And then we've got 4 aquariums. 4 aquariums with a bunch of fish in them. Just kind of hanging out and enjoying life. And then over here, we have one of 2 observatories. Very nice. I like it. And then over here, we have our second observatory, so we can check up on our Cyclops whenever we want. I love it. And now, here we have one of our 3 locker rooms. Here we've got ingots. Okay. Yeah. Here we've got our ingots, our titanium and plasteel ingots. And then here we've got our fibers, our fiber mesh and synthetic fibers. Glass and enamel glass is in this one. This one, it's silicone rubber and aerogel. And then this one, it's bleach and lube. And then this one, I put bottle there just because this is where I'm going to put like the polyaniline, hydrochloric acid, and benzene. They're all stuff that's in bottles, and you need them for various things throughout the game. So I figured I'd just put, but you don't need too many of each of them, so I figured I'd just put all 3 of them in the same locker. And then here we have chips and copper wire, computer chips and copper wire, and then here we have wiring kits and advanced wiring kits, and then here we have the tablets. Over here we have titanium, crystalline sulfur, and ion cubes. This locker is for pleasure. It's basically just chips and coffee. It's just chips and coffee. Here, rocket. It's the stuff we need for the rocket. We're going to be taking that stuff out in the next episode, so we can finally finish building our rocket. Hello! And then over in this locker, we have upgrades that I'm not using or don't need anymore. We can sell you on some coffee. Nah, I think I'm good. I got plenty of coffee right here. I'm good. I'm not much of a coffee drinker in real life. I don't know. I can never stand the taste of it. I've tried coffee like a dozen different ways, and it just does not taste good to me. I don't know. It's not for me. Coffee's not my thing. But here we have top of the morning coffee. Oh yes, yeah. I watched Jacksepticeye too, and his stuff is awesome. I'm not gonna buy his coffee, but I will be buying soon some of his hot chocolate, because I do want to try that. I do want to try the hot chocolate that they added recently, so I'm gonna be buying that pretty soon. But yeah, here we have mobile stuff. So this is where I have my mobile vehicle bay and where I would put my Sea Glide. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in there now because I don't really need most of this stuff anymore. Tools. This is where I put a lot of my. This is pretty much where I'm just going to put a lot of my tools that I don't need, including my stasis rifle and propulsion cannon. Yeah. It does look good. I'm not a coffee person, but I definitely want to try his. I absolutely want to try his hot chocolate. It looks great. I'm almost done, actually. I'm almost done with the game. And here we've got Here we've got basically just equipment, things to put on your person. Here we've got our quartz, our copper, and our lead. Here we've got some basic material, some basic stuff, some basic water, and nutrient blocks, which I never did eat any of. I never ate any. I never bothered. And large filtered water. I've got lots of those because I've got water filtration machines out the wazoo. And then first aid kits. Been stocking up on those. Those are great to have. And then here we have mushrooms, acid mushrooms, and deep sea mushrooms, and then coral. There's like 3 kinds of coral in the game, and I have, and this is where I put them all. And then cave sulfur, specifically for this one. Nickel ore, magnetite, and kyanite over in those 3 lockers. Ruby, lithium, and uraninite over in that one. Silver, gold, and diamond over in that one. And then here we have a little plant room. We have a little plant room, a nice little plant room, and we've got marble melons. We've got marble melons in all these growing in all these pots, and it's really nice. I really like having these marble melons here in the pots. And over here, on both sides, are my alien containment units. We've got cuttlefish, we've got stalkers, we've got crashfish, we've got sand sharks, we've got spadefish, we've got the gasopods, we've got the rabbit rays, we've got the shine ray things, I forget what they're called. We've got the ampules, we've got the bone sharks, and we've got lava lizards. Which, did I ever scan you? I don't think I ever did. Ooh, didn't mean to pick you up. There we go. And then where's the last one? Where's the last thing? Where are you? Crab squid! There's the crab squid. We got the crab squid. Crab squid. I love their design. They're so cool looking, but my god, are they creepy as all hell. They are so creepy. They are so scary. And then we've got all of the same fish here in this one. And it goes all the way down here where I've got creep vine growing. And then all the way back up to the top. And when you get to the top, boom! Isn't that cool? And then you got a little walkway right here. I love that. That's so cool. Alright, so that is my base. That is my entire base. Pretty awesome. Oh. No! I didn't want to sleep. Fine, sleep. Fine, sleep. That way it won't activate again. Okay. Alright, good. So now that that's done, now that I've shown you guys my entire base, I am going to do a bit of reading. We've got 24 entries to read. All right. Lava lizard. Medium-sized predator adapted for life in volcanic regions and remarkably able to spit molten rock at its foes. Four mounted mandibles. Designed to do maximum damage to its prey, sharp internal teeth tear through flesh and bone alike. Scar tissue. Likely due to regular exposure to magma, lava lizards build up a thick layer of scar tissue over time, which enables them to withstand ever greater temperatures, inside and out. Behavior. It is able to both defend itself by burying its body in magma and go on the offensive by spitting molten rock at its foes. Assessment: avoid, especially in the presence of lava flow. Ooh, okay. Actually, I'm gonna save the Cuttlefish and the Emperor Leviathan for later. Here we go. Hatching enzyme. The Emperor specimen's eggs are attached to some form of incubator. In a normal life cycle, it seems likely that sea emperors would have buried their eggs in shallower waters where different organic materials in the soil would have triggered a hatching response. The incubator suggests the aliens had resorted to developing artificial hatching enzymes which would simulate the egg's natural hatching environment, but were unable to discover the formula. With extensive information on the sea emperors themselves, it may still be possible to fabricate an artificial hatching enzyme using indigenous ingredients. However, the only surviving source of that information may be the sea emperor itself. Oh! Oh, cool! A neat little solar eclipse. I was like, it couldn't be nighttime already. Like, that was too quick. I love whenever solar eclipses happen in this game. It's so cool when a solar eclipse happens in this game. It's so awesome. I absolutely love it. You can barely even see the planet anymore. You can barely see it. That is so cool. That is seriously awesome. I love that. Anyway. Peepers entering the containment facility. The pipes drawing water into the containment facility are filled with peepers arriving from the surface. The fish show no signs of distress. The specimens scanned have all consumed high quantities of seeds and organic matter from the surface. Some specimens are beginning to show signs of infection. Sea Emperor egg casing. Shell composition. The shell casing is formed from thick layers of carbon composite, suggesting an extensive gestation period. This Leviathan species may give birth just once per century, perhaps just once in their lifetimes. Precise incisions suggest a laser-based tool was used to cut open the egg casing and forcibly remove the fetus inside prior to full gestation. Time pressure to develop a bacterial vaccine may have driven the alien researchers to cut open this egg and remove the fetus for study. It is also possible that removed from its parent and natural habitat, some vital condition for the infant to hatch naturally was not met. It's so sad. The Sea Emperor had 6 babies, and one of them was taken away. And forcibly removed from its casing, and it died. And that's so sad. Found preserved in a display case, it was likely a child of the adult specimen contained within the facility. Superficial damage to the specimen indicates it was artificially removed from its egg casing. Stun tissue development suggests the organism expired during the removal process. Tissue samples have been taken from the digestive tract. It appears the aliens were attempting to formulate a cure for the bacterium from enzymes produced in this specimen's digestive system. Without a young, healthy specimen, these efforts were in vain. Sea Emperor's eggs. Uncommonly strong shell lining. Organic growth on the exterior suggests these eggs may be hundreds or thousands of years old. Alien devices penetrate the outer shell layer, likely designed to supply them with nutrients and to isolate them from the surrounding environment. Like many eggs on 4546b, these do not contain a nutrient supply which is slowly exhausted by the embryo. Instead, they exist in a form of natural stasis, awaiting appropriate hatching conditions. There is a high genetic match between these organisms and the Leviathan in the vicinity. They appear to be stable and healthy. It is likely that ideal hatching conditions for the eggs vary considerably from ideal survival conditions of the parent. Sea Emperor's life cycle. Apologies for the yawning, everyone. I did not get much sleep. I unfortunately have not gotten much sleep. I've only gotten like 4 hours of sleep, unfortunately. So after I do these 2 videos, I'll probably get some more sleep. I'm gonna try to finish this game today, because I wanted to make this video yesterday, but I was unable to because I was sick. I'm doing a lot better today, so I'll be able to I can make this video for you guys, and I'm hoping to make the finale as well. Anyway, available biological data has been used to synthesize the effects of the alien bacterium on the sea emperor's natural life cycle. This creature likely lived and moved in small herds around the planet, its ocean trenches. Come into the surface to feed off the huge volumes of microorganisms in the shallow waters. Family size would be strictly limited by available food supply. Offspring would likely split off at a young age to form their own herds elsewhere. Given their sparse population, mating and egg laying was likely infrequent, perhaps once in a lifetime event. The species likely had a preferred environment for egg laying. In fact, successful hatching may depend on such conditions. Given the rarity of this event, it is impossible to calculate those conditions precisely. There is no evidence to support the assumption that all members of the species were immune from the alien bacterium. Even if this is so, there is evidence that introduction of the bacterium decimated life on the planet, and this would have had a catastrophic effect on the Emperor's food supply and survival rate. The symbiotic relationship between this specimen and other life forms likely developed as a direct result of the bacterial infection. Those life forms which learned to keep the Emperor alive survived with its help. This may explain the vast tracts of lifeless ocean in a rough perimeter around the Emperor's location. So, what we see there is an explanation for the dead zone. The dead zone that is like all around the area of Subnautica, which we might go there. We might go there just so I can read that entry. I might take the Cyclops. So, I don't know. We'll see. I might decide to take Bart out to the dead zone. I'll probably go by the Degassi Island to get there. But yeah, in any case. Aquarium Arc. Scans indicate this arc was left inactive when the facility was abandoned. It likely served as an access point to the surface of the planet. It is much too small for the Emperor to pass through, but would accommodate smaller life forms. Ion Cube Fabricator. This device appears... Okay, this is the last one here in this area, in this one. Okay. This device appears to be the origin of the raw material that forms the base of the ion cubes which power smaller alien systems. Likely drawing power itself from the main thermal plant, this device may represent an almost limitless source of energy. Ventilation control. Water flowing to and from the primary containment facilities being automatically controlled independently of other safeguards. Data on on the water composition has been recorded. Water is being drawn from different biomes around the surface of the planet. The water temperature is considerably lower than the volcanic environment outside the facility, while microorganism and nutrient counts are substantially higher. Outflow. Oxygen-deprived water is being flooded from the system and recycled back to the surface. See Emperor Leviathan research data. Specimen size categories have been adjusted upward to accommodate this species. Alien research data indicates that despite its size, this species feeds entirely on microorganisms. It filters from the water, which themselves depend on a complicated ecosystem of plant and animal life. Reproduction. Large ovary-like organisms are carried in the creature's middle section, suggesting that, like other species on this planet, it produces eggs. However, internal scar tissue indicates probable infertility. Enzyme 42. The Emperor manufactures enzyme 42 within its stomach cavity to break down its food, and will occasionally expel it into the surrounding waters. This substance was found to neutralize the effects of the bacterium, and its presence in the ecosystem today would explain how life on the planet survived the outbreak. It would remain to be explained by what mechanism the enzyme is being delivered. That would be the peepers. The peepers go through those pipes, and end up like swimming in all that enzyme 42. And then when they go back out, the enzyme, small quantities of the enzyme end up getting into the atmosphere, and thus allow more life to be sustained on the planet. And if a peeper gets eaten, it sustains the life of the creature that ate it. Granted, it's only temporary because it's coming in such small quantities. So the planet was still on essentially borrowed time at that point. But now it's not. It's not on borrowed time. It's not on borrowed time anymore. It's fine. It's doing good. And so now we've got all the emperor babies like going out into the waters and spreading the enzyme all over the place in large quantities. So this planet is going to survive. Comparative analysis of size and metabolic rates indicates the specimen captured by the researchers was approximately 1,600 years old. Extensive internal and external scar tissue suggests it had lived well in the excess of the peak lifespan for its species. While a healthy emperor specimen may have held some potential as a cure, it is unlikely any research subjects survived quarantine procedures. Enzyme 42 project data. According to the translated data logs, an indigenous Leviathan species was found to produce a unique substance referred to as enzyme 42, which inhibited the symptoms of the Kara bacterial infection in other indigenous organisms. The specimen was captured and confined in a purpose-built habitat for further study. The alien researchers went to great lengths to provide for the life form's environmental needs, including the import of interdependent flora and fauna via an on-site warp gate. However, its health quickly deteriorated. When quarantine was imposed, all warp gates and force fields were sealed. All attempts to develop the enzyme into a vaccine had been unsuccessful. Man. Okay, alien-built block. This rock-like object, I've got 12 left to read, and I've got 20 minutes left. Wow, this is going to take the rest of the episode. This rock-like object features organic as well as mechanical parts, and there is some genetic and technological crossover with the design of the self-warping constructs encountered elsewhere. It appears to serve no purpose in its current state, and is awaiting some kind of activation sequence. Materials such as this may have been fundamental building blocks of the aliens' technology, or even the aliens themselves. So this could have been some kind of organ for, like, the warpers or the aliens. So, alien carving. This carving is hundreds of thousands of years old and made from an unrecognized natural fiber. Grown on an unknown planet, it bears striking resemblance to the old Earth yin-yang symbol. Two competing theories may explain this similarity. One, aliens visited Earth prior to the 4th century BC and influenced the development of ancient Chinese philosophy. Two, the concept of yin and yang is universal, since yin and yang describes the fundamental interdependency of seemingly opposite forces. It may be a necessary existential understanding in some form in all sufficiently developed civilizations. The tapering of two circles, union, into opposed and infinitesimally small points. I had to say that slowly or I was going to screw it up. The finite is one logical way to represent this understanding. It may have been developed independently by species other than humans. Interesting. Alien statue. This artifact is unpowered, suggesting it served a ceremonial rather than practical purpose. The pyramid resembles vines spiraling upward towards the warm blue stone mounted above it. It may represent a plant found on the alien's homeworld, a building of religious importance, or even the gravitational pull of their home solar system. It looks cool. Ancient Earth Blade. An ancient Earth Blade dating back to the 13th century. Blood samples on the blade match the DNA of 7 separate heads of state from the period. This evidence supports the theory that the aliens are an ancient spaceborne civilization engaged in the surreptitious study of less developed species. Holographic Projector. This device contains network apparatus and a holographic projection unit. It was likely used as a communications relay, capturing and projecting the image of the user to a remote location. There do not appear to be any other devices in range. Nanobots. Scan shows some form of advanced nanobot inside this seemingly empty glass. These bots are substantially smaller than any developed within the Federation, and it is not possible to ascertain their exact function. It would, however, be unwise to release them. Organic Matter Particulator. This device contains a highly unstable radioactive isotope, likely to destroy all organisms exposed to it, while leaving physical structures intact. Although it would function perfectly well as a weapon, it was more likely used to sterilize spaces for later inhabitation. Without instructions, it would be unwise to interact with it. Yeah, I mean, you would just turn yourself to ashes. Not, not my idea of fun. Rudimentary tablet. This device shares many similarities with the tablets used to access the alien facilities, although its structure is rather less complex. It may have served a similar purpose, granting security access and storing relevant data, and was thus kept here as a form of legacy support. So this is like the prototype to the tablets that we use in the game. So that's pretty cool. Tracking implant. Looks like a boomerang. This construct is emitting a high bandwidth signal consistent with alien transmissions intercepted elsewhere. DNA on the exterior indicates it was once implanted inside one of the life forms indigenous to 4546b. Its size suggests the subject was a Leviathan-class organism. Wow, so they were tracking Leviathans. Beyond tracking and broadcasting its location, the implant may also have recorded biological data on the subject. However, this data cannot be retrieved. So that makes me think that this is how they caught the Emperor Leviathan. That they put this tracker on the Emperor, on or in the Emperor Leviathan, and that's how they were able to observe it and eventually catch it. I think that that's what happened. Translation device. This device stores linguistic data from over 1,000 different languages. The core of the device may also may allow alien text to be read and translated. Analysis of the onboard data reveals a number of ancient Earth languages, and the term CHBC Live appears many times in the device's data. Its import is unclear. The device seems to be configured to translate into the designer's language. It will not work the other way around. Interesting. Herbivores. Large. Cuttlefish. Oh, it's so cute! Cuttlefish is so cute! A small, gray-colored herbivore, the cuttlefish displays high levels of intelligence, curiosity, and attachment. Strangely, this species has not been encountered in the wild, and the scanned specimen had to be artificially hatched within an alien containment unit. Life cycle. In the absence of wild specimens, little can be known for certain about the cuttlefish's life cycle. It is possible that environmental conditions have changed, forcing the species to the edge of extinction, and leaving its eggs in permanent stasis. It is also possible the cuttlefish has been genetically altered or even imported to 4546b from another world. Well, given how most of the cuttlefish can be found in different locations of the world, one of them can be found, and one of them, the one we found in the one that we found in the Lost River, that was in an alien research site. They were researching it. So clearly it didn't come from them. So it had to have come. It had to have already been there. The cuttlefish had to have already been there. So it's native to this world. It's a native to this world, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Alright. We do know that the cuttlefish is a herbivore which displays high social behavior in its interspecies interactions, as was observed in Earth dolphins before their extinction. Dolphins are extinct! No! This creature seems to understand the concept of other minds, the prime indicator of true sentience, and attempts to communicate with a series of chirps and chirrups. Interaction. Evidence suggests the cuttlefish is capable of understanding and following simple commands, in addition to assessing the emotional state of individuals around it and respond in kind. Assessment. Emotional connection between living creatures is an essential component of psychological health. That's nice. And then Sea Emperor Juvenile. A juvenile emperor specimen. It is producing a highly potent form of enzyme 42, which should be capable of fully curing individuals of the alien bacterium. This species hatches relatively full-formed and independent, perhaps reflecting the fact they must fend for themselves when they are first born away from their parents. This species is healthy and exhibiting signs of a positive attitude to life. Ah, they've got a positive mental attitude. That's lovely. I love that. That's amazing. But that's it. And with the sun rising, we are ready. With the sun rising on a new day, that is all of the entries.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Okay, I'm going to save. I'm going to let it save first, and then, since we have 7 minutes left, I am going to make my way to the Degassi Island. And we're going to make our way past it and go to the dead zone. Now, I have a Cyclops with me, so hopefully the second I enter the dead zone and get that PDA, I can just back right up, and I don't need to deal with the adult Ghost Leviathans. But we will show them off. We will at least show them off. But yeah. So it's still saving. Still saving. Still saving. Just waiting for it to finish saving so we can get going. Okay, there we go. Took like a minute and a half for that to finish saving. Okay.
Engine powering up. Rig for silent running.
Okay. Gonna make my way over to Degassi Island. Alright, we are 500 meters away. That's awesome. $400. $300. There it is. It's in view now. So I am going to go past the safety gonna keep going. I've never gone this far out, even in creative mode. Yeah.
Warning, entering ecological dead zone. Adding report to databank.
Back up. Backing up. Backing up. Backing up. Backing up. I got it. I got it. Okay. We got that. Awesome. We entered the ecological dead zone. So now we can just leave. We're heading back to Degassi Island, and then that's where I'm gonna call it. Once we get back to the safety of the island, I'm gonna call it a stream when we're back there. Okay. Alright. We're good. We're good here. So when we come back, I'll read that last entry, and then we'll head over to make the rest of the rocket, and then to turn off the gun and say goodbye to our cuttlefish, and then we'll leave. And that'll be it. That'll be at the end of the game. So, with that said, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. And until the next video, I will see you all then. Take care, everyone.